Well, I got a call while I was in class, in one of my classes in high school. And I looked at this area code on the phone, and I didn't recognize it. And I picked up my phone in class without the teacher saying, and I said, hello? And the man on the other line said, is this Kevin? And I said, yes. And he's like, this is, the White House calling. Would you be interested in meeting the President of the United States?
Oh, wow.
And I hung up on him. I thought it was a joke. I thought one of my friends was playing a prank on me, But he did call back, and so I got up and left the room and picked the phone up, and he asked again, would you be interested in meeting the President of the United States? And as an 18-year-old, I said, let me check my schedule, sure, I'd love to. So several weeks later, I went and I met, the President as he flew in on Air Force One in San Francisco. Me and my stepfather and my mother, met with him coming off the plane. It was an incredible experience. He signed me a copy of the magazine for me, and he spent 20 minutes with us, speaking with us. And that same night, I had a basketball game at my high school, a rivalry basketball game, and I went back, and I didn't get time to stretch because I was running late for meeting the President. And I landed on my leg wrong, and I broke it. So later that night, we were sitting in the hospital watching myself on the news on TV meeting the President while I'm sitting there in a wheelchair because I broke my left leg and I couldn't use a crutch on my left side because I didn't have a left hand. And I'm sitting there as a senior thinking my dreams are over. The universities that were looking at me to recruit me weren't interested anymore. And at the whole time, a movie maker is filming me, and I don't have any privacy or time to digest this. And it was one time in my life where, again, I had that same feeling, angry at God. Why would I be, so blessed with, these great experiences and anointings, and the same day have, such hardship.
Is there anything you can do at that time?
I had a very difficult time. I was so depressed. I didn't even go back to school for several weeks because I had to learn and adapt to using a crutch and figuring out how to walk because I couldn't put any pressure on my leg at all. So I was hobbling around on one foot, to try to take a shower, to try to do like normal day things. I had to relearn, but again, and I say this is very true, very amazing story, and the timing of it was incredible. I get a call from a gal at a different school who had a son born with one hand, and he was about 8 years old, and she called my mother, who gave the phone to me, and she was crying on the phone because her son, who was 8, was getting made fun of at school for having one hand, and asked me to go speak to the school so they would understand that being different isn't so bad. And at the time I was so depressed. I was going through so much in my own life, and honestly I really didn't want to go. But my mom forced me to, and I went there and I showed a clip of me playing basketball, and I spoke to the kids, and I signed a basketball for this kid Connor, and I bring him up in front of everybody, and I gave him this basketball. Well, a short time after, his mother, she called me again, and she was crying, and I asked her, why are you crying? I just came to the school. And she was happy. There were tears of joy. She was happy. Her son was now the most popular kid in school. And she told me that he slept with the basketball. I signed him every night. And my mom reminded me that there was a purpose behind everything, and that God had a purpose, and that it was a blessing.